Hello, everybody, and welcome to another chat with Andy the Gabby Cabby, little old me. We're here on a Sunday. Don't really have a particular subject of sorts to talk about tonight. It's literally just a natter. And you can see that I'm on the old new camera again. It's a little bit better quality, a little bit better definition. And you can see all the grey hairs and bald bits and spots and wrinkles all in the right places. So it's pretty good. Can I have a sound check first of all? Eric, can everyone hear me okay? Give me a 1 if you can hear me, because I've been fiddling around with the sound as well, which is something that was concerning a couple of you. Sounds great. One of the things I found was in StreamYard that I used for the live streams, the volume was a little bit on the low side. So I had to adjust that somewhat just to get that sorted out. I noticed a lot of people talking about the cold weather and how much chillier it's getting. Drift Wannabe, give us a mic check. 1, 2, testing, 1, 2. I love it. Yeah. One for good, 2 for crap. Yes, we'll have that. Yes, I've been seeing people saying that the weather is getting very much colder. It is, of course, in Margate and the surrounds. Very cold today. How's it doing where you all are? Is it cold? Is it colder? Is it bloody freezing? What's going on? I mean, I got given a little present from my wife, which I've got by the side of me. This is my new friend, the blowy fan heater thing. And I've got that just by the side of me. Trouble is, I can only feel the bloody thing around my ankles. And hopefully that will do the job. But I'm here with the coat on and everything. James Strachan, Brass Monkeys. Yes, it is pretty well, isn't it? Yeah, it's getting to that time of year. My old mate Dave, who keeps a good eye on the weather, is sending me regular updates saying that we're in for a bit of a freeze. Very cold and damp, John Harrington says. Little kitty, it's freezing here. As a show of hands, give me a 1. I mean, there's a couple of you that are in the States, and this isn't relevant, but in the UK, how many of you are up to north, as they say? Surf, yes, I am worried about that, to be quite honest, with the running cost of the little fan heater, but we will see what happens. I'm currently talking to my electricity company at the moment, but I've got one of those megally big bills like everyone else. Be careful on those exact heaters, burn the plugs. Why? Al Baker says. Use a halogen one. Okay, I'll look into that, sir. And Al has said a thing as well. Be careful, burn the plugs. Why? Yeah, why? I'm assuming they're quite pricey to run. I mean, it'll have to do at the moment. John Harrington is Yorkshire. Little Kitty, Staffordshire. Okay. Right. I'm glad you made it, Lorraine. I see you were in there. I know you commented on a video earlier that you were busy with work, so it's good that you're in. Alan Reader, hello. Good to see you. And great that you're stopping by. Julie Baldwin, woodburner in Yorkshire. Yes, woodburners. I remember the open coal fire that my old nan used to have. That heater's just a big hairdryer. Get an oil-filled rad, Drift Wannabe says. You know what? I think we might have one of those as well. But, what's this in my bloody pocket? It's all right, Mother. I haven't taken up smoking again. I haven't got a clue why that's in there, but never mind. Hi, Mum. Yeah, sanity checkers. I have oil-filled radiators. They're good. I'll tell you what, it's a damn sight warmer indoors than it is out here. But, can anyone hear some clattering? in the background, kind of clack, 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 that kind of thing. Been to a concert? No, I haven't, Drift Wannabe. I have a young son that goes out to various things, so that might be where it came from. No, yes. Yeah, we've got... I don't know if I can show you. Let's move this camera around. See that flashy light at my garage door over there? Well, on the other side of that flashy light, there's two nutcrackers. And they're kind of material ones, which are against the garage. And my wife wanted to put them up against the door and have some flashy lights going around. And it looks the dog's bollocks. It really does. But we got it working today. The problem is in the wind. It goes cat, 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 cat. It's not as bad as it was the other day. Can you help me find out why they burn sockets, please? I mean, Andy. Are halogen ones safer or likely to burn sockets too? Yeah, that is a valid point, actually. Will they burn the sockets? And if so, why? I'll see if I can have a look into that, Al, and work out. I mean, halogen or oil filled, as was stated, should be better. But this thing we actually dug out just for me out here because it was getting chilly. Hardly any houses dressed up with lights this year. Drift Wannabe, we all know why that is. It's the flaming bills, isn't it? I mean, we've got the road we're in. There's usually quite a few of us that dress the front of their houses up for Christmas. There's a lady who lives probably half a dozen or so doors down from me. Last year, her house was all dressed up to the nines, and it had a big inflatable lit up Santa on the bloody roof. I looked out there one day and it was there, and then the next day it was gone. I think it was coming down. Rafi, thank you for the comment on the camera. Where are you, my friend? Yes, there you are. And also, Rafi, I will be sending you something later this evening when we're finished. I hope you know what I'm referring to. I will do that when I'm indoors, which will make him happy. Can't afford electricity. That's it, little kitty. Absolutely hard times. I'm bringing out a video tomorrow. I've already recorded about how the media is controlling all the narrative of all this. You know, the food, the bills, the electricity, the fuel. You know, I want to get a feel of what people actually think about the whole thing. Somebody said something. Where is it? What's this? York in Yorkshire puts spotlight on Donut City, York. RE councillor's son found hanged Tuesday the 6th, 1995. Authorities still trying to cover up failure and duty of care. Petition for Declan's law. Stop abuse. I'll have a look at that, Kenneth. I will have a look at that. Promise you. Yeah, John Harrington, my dad was a miner. We had a coal fires, made good toast. I remember my nan, they had an open coal fire in their living room. I think it was pretty much the only source of heat in the whole house. And I have fond memories of sitting around that. Really fond memories. That was up in Hertfordshire, Baldock to be precise. Where are we? Christine Ayres, what you got to say? Hi to all. England were awful in the first half. Thought I was watching the over 75s team from Father Ted. Can't see them beating France. As let's be honest, Senegal, not exactly Brazil. Yeah. What was the score in the end, Christine? I know we were 2-0 at some point. My wife bleated the score out to me. Let's have a look. Loads in Castleford. I assume we're talking about Christmas decorations, are we? We have a few up all over the place, don't we? Uh, Alan Pierce, hello, chums. Sorry I'm late. Been out with a couple of ex-jockeys for a slurp. That's all right. I hope you had a good old slurp. I've got the day off tomorrow, so I'm going to have a couple of slurps when we're finished here. I've got a couple of tins on the chill indoors. In fact, I should leave them outside, shouldn't I? Russ, you're here. Absolutely average. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're all well. Let us know how your mum's doing. Is she still on the mend? Everything okay with her? Let us know. That would be good. Cancel direct debit. Stop making billionaires. You know, I had a very interesting conversation with my gas and electricity company the other day. They want me to pay by direct debit. I said, I don't want to pay by direct debit. Why is that, Andy? And I said to them very plain and simply, the reason is I don't trust you. I want to set up a direct debit for X amount. How can I guarantee that you won't put that up by 3 or 4-fold and completely bankrupt my family in any given month? I'm still waiting for an answer. You know, it's mad. And the other thing as well, if you're in any kind of energy debt with any of the companies, they try and convince you to go on a smart meter. I would not touch one of those, all the while Artemis 1 is orbiting the moon. And I found out something which I didn't know, and I'm assuming some of you do. If you have a smart meter installed, they can put that on pay-as-you-go. Flick of a switch. They can just put you on pay-as-you-go anytime they like. They want complete and utter control over you. And I would not have that. I would not have that. And I'm sure a lot of you feel the same way. Steve Smith was raised with coal fire, too much messing in the morning, clear out the ashes, get newspaper with coal, and hope it lights. I think there was a knack to it, wasn't there? There certainly was a knack to it. I remember my nan's house. You walk in the hallway, you turn right, and a little flight of stairs went up to the toilet, and then upstairs to the upper floor. And then to the left, there was the entrance to the kitchen. And just in the inside of the kitchen, there was, you opened it up, and there was a coal shed or coal store. It was actually inside the kitchen, and inside there as well, you had the little 50p meter to put the electricity on, which my nan used to forget. And when my granddad was watching the GGs, he'd get really, really pissed off when all the lights would go off. It really was something. Yeah, Gary Thornbury, you mentioned something earlier because we got Jodie Pitt in the house as well, asking her if she's an artist. Now, Jodie sends me pictures that she's drawn all of the time. All of the time. She does planes, trains, buildings, spacecraft. So you name it, she does it. I'll show you a little something now. I just pulled up. If I can do this. Share screen. It's the old StreamYard. I see sanity checkers and absolutely average are getting to grips with StreamYard as well. It's great. Any YouTuber that's doing any live streams of any kind, I would highly recommend this. It's brilliant. This is my other channel that I'm working on, folks, Aviation Andy. If any of you are into airplanes and you haven't subscribed just yet, nip over there and have a look. I'm doing like 1 or 2 a week or 1 or 2 a fortnight if I can. And it's literally about airplanes. And I'm looking at the possibility of getting some simulator software so we can do a bit of flying as well. I was talking about that with my youngster today, but what I wanted to show you is this one. These are some pictures that Jodie's done. Just some I uploaded very quickly. All of aircraft, which is fitting. She said that she sent me another dozen or so today, so I'll have a look and see if I can get those on as well. but beautiful pictures and great detail. And that's the kind of stuff she does, pencil drawings, and she sent me some wonderful examples over the course of time. Hello, Bridget. Good to see you. Hope you're okay and you're feeling well. Kenneth, burn the bills. Yeah, I think we're getting to that, aren't we? Definitely burn the bills. All right, let's stop sharing that. Absolutely average. Update on your mum. She's doing well, thanks. I've confirmed with the family. We'll be travelling to Sussex on Friday for a big reunion. Is that the one that you told me about in the email, Russ, that you thought was this weekend? Yeah, for those of you that don't know or haven't seen it, we're going to be doing a live stream. Sanity Checkers, Absolutely Average, and myself at some point between now and Christmas. It will be on a Sunday, and I've got to pin them down to a date they can both do and work out what the hell they're going to talk about as well, or what I'm going to talk about. Let's have a look in the chat, see who we got. Direct debit is an interest-free loan until it becomes a pain in the arse. Yes, absolutely. Yes, Bill, had a couple of pictures of us standing by a couple of our phantoms in the days when we were young and stupid, Alan says. Bless you. Last time I was up close and personal with a phantom was, do you know the former Tangmere airbase, RAF Tangmere, Alan? It's a museum now. And I went down there and they had a phantom outside on display. And inside they had a simulator of a Lightning, which I flew. It's actually a full mock-up. They got the cockpit and all the instruments, control column, rudder pedals, throttle, everything inside, and it's set up as a proper simulator. I flew that down there. That's brilliant. My mum has a smart meter. Well, you keep up to date with your bills for now, don't you? And when I come in your house, it's bloody freezing. So I don't think they'll get much money out of you. Where are we? Our coal fires were lovely, the best though. I wish the landlord hadn't blocked off the fireplace here. Thankfully, the chimney's still there, but can't use real fire, which is necessary now. Yeah. Some of these buildings, you get some lovely coal fires, don't you? Or the old fireplaces. I remember seeing online once there was someone was redecorating a house and they uncovered a fireplace that had all been boarded and boarded over and everything. And they said it was absolutely sacrilege that happened because it was gorgeous. Absolutely average. Why do sound engineers only count to 2? Because you lift on 3. Dear, oh dear. Steve Smith, they can shove smart meters. It's to no advantage and they can turn you off any time or switch you to pay as you go. Well, that's, if they make any more of a hash of it, Kenneth, that's going to be something. Would it happen? Would it go back under that kind of control again? I mean, in the old days, you just paid your rates and that was the end of it, wasn't it? I was only a kid back in those days, so I don't know what the difference is between now and then, but there obviously is a lot. What we got? Yes, they can shut off the meter, but some earth wire poked into the fuse before the meter will work. Just don't use the electric cooker. I'll tell you what, years ago, I never tried it myself, but in the flat I lived in, I had a pay-as-you-go meter, one of the old key meters, and somebody told me you could perform a trick with one of these, stick it in a slot and give it a spark, and it actually tricked the thing into thinking you topped it up. I could never see the sense of how that would work, but somebody told me that back then. But it's all bloody cards and apps and everything nowadays, isn't it? Edgar Lee, hello to you. Good to see you. Hope you're well. Up at 4:30 a.m. Oh my God. Surf, I also use a USB powered heated vest. I've seen those. I mean, I'm out in the garage at the moment. There's no heating out here whatsoever, apart from my little friend on the floor. I've got a jumper on and a jacket, and I'm all right. But it's gonna get colder. I think it's gonna get colder. Listen, everybody that's here. Oh, excuse me. Welcome to the chat with Andy the Gabby Cabby. If you've just joined us, or even if you've been here since the start, please make sure you hit the like button. That helps the algorithm and, contribute to the views and what's going on with the channel. Also, if you haven't done so already and you're of mind to, I would appreciate if you could subscribe as well. That's absolutely free of charge to do. And again, helps the channel as well. I've noticed lately that our views seem to be a little bit like that. I mean, I'm not doing anything different, so I'm just trying to work out where the problem lies and try and get the views back up again. But I'm sure we'll get there. I'm just talking about the same stuff to the same people, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah, the ME-262. I know an old plane the Nazis had, a jet plane in 1944 called the ME-262. Codenamed Stormbird. It would hit Mark I in World War II, but was not good at manoeuvring. That's right, they weren't. No, I think we could still knock them down, Christine. And my history, if I remember my history correctly, I think one of them ended up in America to be pulled apart after the war, but I'm not quite sure after that. Jason Drury, good to see you, my friend. Hope you are well. And how's your parents? I hope you're all keeping good. Mark Hampson, good to see you as well from Bletchley, checking in. I see you on Twitter a couple of times and Facebook as well. Smash the like button, whatever. Yes, 104 in, only 36 likes. Come on, let's get that up. I mean, I do get a bit more after the fact, but there you go. We've got 122 watching now, so it's wonderful. Hello to everybody. And as I said this evening, it's just a quick chat. See how everybody's doing. Kim, I'm very happy with Octopus Energy. I'm with Octopus as well. The problem I had with Octopus, I don't know how you ended up with Octopus, but I was with Avro, and Avro went bust. And I got moved over to Octopus. But the problem I had with Avro also got moved over to Octopus as well. So I'm just currently talking to them, trying to get us on some kind of even keel. I think it's going to be quite hard for everybody. Tony Whitworth, always facts coming out. I'm not going to read what that says for reasons I think you'll probably understand, but read what that says. I shall leave that there for 20 seconds. Hello, Lorna McKenzie. Good to see you. Gary Thornbury, I was an Eagle Scout, and when we went camping in a New Mexico mountain, we always put a clean plastic bag over our feet and slept warm all night. That's a bloody good idea, isn't it? Well, I was a scout, and we had a thing called the Backwoodsman Badge. And I remember going out into Canterbury, it's about 15, 18 miles from where we are, and I was told, or we were told, we could only take certain things with us, one of which was a penknife, a pocket knife. And we had to make a shelter out of the surrounding area, you know, the wood, the trees, any logs or anything like this. We had to effectively live off the land for a weekend. And it was good fun. It was good fun. You made some good mates as well. It's all great. Jesus, Mum. It's warm on 19, but I think my bill is going to be over £300 for the month. I don't want to tell you my mum's living circumstances, but let's just say that is a lot of money. You know, think of a family of four like mine. It's crazy. Hey, did you hear about the robots delivering your shopping in the UK? One of them entered a crime scene the other day. No, I didn't hear about that. Is that related to Amazon? Because that's the kind of firm that piss about with that kind of thing. Jody, I used to do a bit of pencil drawing in my younger days, mostly portraits. Try using a little darker pencil grades, BB scale by enhance certain parts of your Brill drawings. Less is more. Okay, there you go. I've dabbled a bit in my time. You know, I like drawing. I just don't have the time to sit down really and do stuff. Someone was trying to kill you, Andy. The trick was to unbolt the meter and turn it around. Well, it didn't work. I'm still here. Well, I think it was one of those silly internet fads I saw, and I was in need at the time. But I found a knack at keeping it going. Trouble is, sometimes I'd calculate how much gas or electricity. Electricity was the main thing I'd need. I'll go down to newsagents in the morning to get it. And I wake up in the morning, flip the switch. I want a cup of tea before I do anything. Fuck all, because I forgot and run out. Crazy. Another football comment. I watched it, Christine Ayres. They pulled it out the bag eventually. Come on Saturday when they spank France. Well, we'll see, won't we? What's this one? I liked it when my mate stopped the spinning wheel on his gas meter. He got free gas supply for like 5 years before they took him to court. Literally kicked in his door to put a new meter in. Is that the old trick with the magnets where you can slow it down or stop it? I remember that one very well. I heard about that one a long time ago. Yeah, there's another comment there, which is pretty well to the point, I think, of what's going on lately. Anna Perkins, again for Jody. When I say less is more, perhaps do not fill in all the backgrounds, but catch the theme and character of what you choose to draw. Another tip. I think the last thing I drew was The Simpsons. I went through a stage of doing cartoon characters. I don't know where I can find them. Let's have a quick butchers. Yeah, with these live streams, folks, while I'm looking for this, I want to try and mix it up a bit. I got the members one on Thursdays when I get back from karate. That's what that's the day I want to choose to the members. And then every Sunday, do something with everybody. And what I want to do is mix it up between a chat like this, a particular subject like an update on what's going on in the world, or even a collaboration. And I did the collaborations with Russ and Ryan, which went down quite well. I'll go do one with both of them. If anybody ever wants to come on here at all and share the screen with me, if you've got anything to say, any story you want to tell, or anything you want to go through, or even if you just want to sit on here and chew the cud with me for a bit, that's, fine by me. Let me know, and we can set something up. Also, if there's any subject that you want to discuss that's important to you, and you want to go through that, then please let me know as well if it's something I can bring to someone's attention in a live setting. What I want to do is use this channel for as much good as I can if it can help somebody. For example, there's a video. I'm getting a bit of a sore throat because I'm talking and I haven't got the usual lubrication. Bloody Coke cans are empty. I should have come out here with one. Tomorrow morning, there's a video coming out that I did about a homeless guy in Cleethorpes. You can read about it on the news. I couldn't believe what happened to him. I thought it was absolutely disgraceful. And I thought, I've got to bring this to everyone's attention. And hopefully something can be done. I'll tell you what, I'm looking for a picture, and I've just found that one. That's a very, very old picture of me and my wife. Well, she wasn't my wife when that picture was taken, but she's a very, very old picture. Must be, yeah, getting on 13, 14 years old. Must be. I will find what I'm looking for. Uploads. Trouble is, you have uploads and then you have pictures of me, and I never know the difference between the two. I'll tell you what, if Facebook and Instagram and all the other picture sharing sites disappeared tomorrow, we'd lose so many memories, wouldn't we? Because we all rely on them. There's another one. You talking to me? I think someone was trying to tell me something there. Another one that simply says bollocks. Used to have an old friend that had a thing to that. Now, I think these things are going to be too far down. I'll have to try and dig them out another time. They're basically my attempts at artwork. But I'll have to give that up. Oh, this one's cool. Alan Pierce will appreciate that. That's me and Jack in a Huey cockpit. Managed to dig that one out. That was at an air show. And one thing that I found with those, you could poke the noses on them, and they were really, really flimsy. And the guy said they used to stuff flak jackets and everything in the nose when they were going into combat. Let's see who else we got. John Harris. Hi, everyone. Hello. Good to see you. Hi, Andy. Yes, hope get some heat on cold nights. Certainly is Reform BBC. I think you're one of the ones that expressed an interest in coming on, weren't you? Coming on here and having a gas. But yeah, if anyone's got any stream ideas, leave them in the comments. Andy's having a tongue twister moment. Yes, that happens every now and again. Didn't Bulb go bust, Julie? Or is there something else going on? I thought they'd gone bust. I might be wrong. John Harrington is that So Energy? Had no trouble. Avro were crap at the electric business, but made damn good planes. Yes. Yeah, that answers that question. Octopus are buying bulbs soon. I knew that was in the works. I did. Yeah, there we go. David Upton, I'm led to believe they can't cut you off, but with pay as you go, you have to pay through the nose. And when you can't afford it, you cut yourself off. Clever bar stewards. Yes, I think that's about the size of it, isn't it? And, we had this conversation, can't pay, don't pay, ages ago, but you have to feel for the people that are on the pay-as-you-go meters because they got no choice. If it's won't pay, get cut off. That's horrible. Octopus are ripping me off. They demand £220 a month. I live in a one-bed flat and bed house rather. My apologies, little kitty. Barely use anything due to severe disability. Are you on the? It's called the Priority Services Register, little kitty. If not, look into it. I'm not sure whether it'll do anything for you financially, but you have to look into it. I think it gives you priorities to certain other things. Little kitty, I live alone in a 3-bed house. I pay £55 a month. That is a hell of a difference there, little kitty. So maybe have a look and have a word with them. And also, your meter readings, are they estimated or are they actual readings? Can you give them an actual reading? Or if you can't get to the meter for reasons you've already explained, is there someone that could do it for you, or are you completely on your own? Unfortunately, I don't think you live anywhere near me, do you? Otherwise, I'd bloody come and do it for you. Unfortunately, I don't think I do. Who's this? Somebody likes my live stream on Facebook. Excellent. What's this one? Another one from Tony. We have 40,000 migrants housed in UK hotels. In order to accommodate these migrants, we fired 70,000 employees. Think about that. Absolutely. Did you see the video that I did about the local hotelier very near me that was offered £1 million contract to house the channel migrants, and he done that? I think more people should, because this net chuck 'em here, there, and everywhere ain't going to work. We've got to stop that channel trade dead in its tracks. I don't know when and where that will ever happen. I mean, that that video that I bought the other day, where they're using tire inner tubes as life jackets, for crying out loud, if you fell in a drink with one of them, you don't. Oh, that's another video for another time. Al Baker, there's a bit of clarification. Co-op are doing the little robots to deliver people's shopping. We shouldn't use them, as we will end up with no shops. Correct. Automation happened in the factories, didn't it? Automation will just kill jobs. Dell and Rodney did that in Only Fools and Horses. Andy, what did they do? I missed that. See what else we got here. Another tip. My plumber who came to check my boiler said he was ordering a meter from eBay and going to fiddle with it to save electric. Silly man. I see all these tips about that all the time. But something Black Belt Barrister came out with, he said they will throw the book at you. They will literally throw the book at you. I mean, I'll see if I can find that video. I'll do a quick search. Let's have a look. I've just seen my friends over at Police Off the Cuff. They're running a live stream at the moment, and they've got something like 1,000 people watching their live stream. I think that's brilliant. They're doing so well. I'm not sure whether this is the one, but I'll play this for you. Yeah, I'm sure you know who this guy is, black belt barrister. But let's share this. It says you risk prison if you do this.
Appears to be a scam going around on a given website. I'm not going to give the name of the website because I don't want people going there and being tempted by what it offers. So with that said, I hope it goes without saying that I don't want you to be tempted by what I'm telling you about because it's a criminal offense. So let's take a look. In short, the potential scam is this. There are websites around telling you that you can replace your electricity meter and thus not pay your energy supplier. These websites apparently are telling people that it's easy to do, you're allowed to do it, and it will prevent you from having to pay your supplier, because if they don't have a meter on how much you're using, then you won't have to pay them anything because it's your own meter. Now, the words should spring up by now. If it sounds too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true. And in this case, that's indeed the case. The short version, to be followed by the long version, is that you cannot replace your meter without the permission of your supplier. The long version is that this is all governed by Schedule 7 of the Electricity Act of 1989, which is the use of electricity meters. Now, the problem with these websites is that it sounds like a very attractive deal, and some people even create Instagram posts trying to make it sound legitimate and all respectful, in that if you just replace the meter with one of your own, then they can't charge you for the electricity and it's supposed to be free. That obviously sounds too good to be true, and indeed it is too good to be true, because there are, as I say, offences attached to it. Because if we look to Section 2 of Schedule 7, it provides that no meter shall be used for ascertaining the quantity of electricity supplied by an authorised supplier to a customer unless the meter is of an approved pattern or construction and is installed in an approved manner. And under Section 3, even if the authorised supplier supplies electricity through a meter that is not an approved construction, even the supplier will be guilty of an offence. But the bit that you really need to be worried about is under Section 11, which is titled Interference with Meters, which should really speak for itself. It provides that any person who intentionally or by culpable negligence alters the register of any meter used measuring the electricity, or prevents any such meter from duly registering the quantity of electricity supplied, shall be liable of an offence. And under 11.3, where an offence has been committed, the supplier may discontinue the supply of electricity to the premises until the matter has been remedied and remove the meter in respect of which the offence was committed. So some people saying that it doesn't matter what you do to the meter, they cannot cut you off. They very much can cut you off, because it's a statutory provision that if you've interfered with the meter, they can cut off your electricity. And in fact, this is more generally covered already under Section 1.5, whereby if the customer refuses or fails to take his supply through an appropriate meter provided and installed in accordance with those paragraphs, the supplier may refuse to give or may discontinue the supply. So as I say, this is just a very short but very blunt video to say don't be tempted by these, what are ultimately most likely a scam website, telling you that it's perfectly legitimate to just change your meter whether your supplier likes it or not, particularly if it's with the intention of interfering with the measurement of electricity and supply of those readings to your supplier. And whilst we're on the subject of some people suggesting that you take electricity with the intention of not paying for it, you should know that this amounts to theft and will risk prison time. And so naturally, you might draw the conclusion that if you've replaced the meter or in any other way interfered with the meter in such a way that it will prevent your supplier from knowing that you've taken the electricity, then that's going to be relatively easy to prove your intention to deceive your supplier into stealing the electricity. So it isn't just a civil case, it's also a case that could see you go into the criminal courts, because theft is an indictable offence. So I am just as keen to see the government step in and do something about these electricity and gas prices, but this is not it. These ideas are only going to land you in heaps of trouble, either without electricity, huge bills, going to court, CCJs, and maybe even prosecution and prison. So please just don't do it. Please hit the like button and keep sending me your requests. And as always, thank you for watching.
I think he's pretty cool, personally. He's absolutely full of stuff to do with all legal matters and trying to help people avoid scams as well if they can. So I think that's pretty cool. I mean, there's so many scams out there. There was another one where it was a case of plug this in and it will tell you where you can save power or what power consumption there is in your house. And that was no good either. He points out all that sort of thing. Yeah, that's the ironic thing, isn't it, Kenneth? Prison time, bed and board, and yeah, free electricity. Where are we? Bev Berry, it's dangerous and could lead to electrical faults, Andy. That is correct, especially if you don't know what you're doing. BB is a good egg. I will agree with that, Paul Craven, definitely. Let's move to Thailand. We could tell a few youngsters that, couldn't we? And they'd all be off. Oh dear, oh my. I cancelled. What's that about the TV license? That's another thing. There we go. I cancelled my TV license. Told them that I didn't have £157 to support a company that yeah, absolutely. Is there still the thing on their website where you can say, fill a form in and say, I don't need a TV license? And I know at one stage there was so many cancelling it, they took it off, didn't they? Let's see who else we've got. Have you thought about a live with BB? No contact whatsoever. Sanity checkers. I'm literally just a fan. That's all. Reform BBC. If they're not watching live TV, that's fine. Can watch lots on Catch Up Legally here on YouTube and save 160 quid a year. It's going up all the time, isn't it? All the time. Steve Smith, as barristers and law professionals go, BB is a decent dude. Absolutely. Black belt barrister actually outed the lady that was telling people they could replace their meters. Brilliant. I mean, this platform can do a lot of good in its way, can't it? Where it will, we can get people outed that basically are scam artists in its way. Edgar Lee, got rid of my telly 10 years ago. No regrets. I hardly watch telly now. I've got a telly, but never watch it. It's usually because my son's on the Xbox. But that's another one for another time. There's a video coming out tomorrow as well about kids with social media. Because I saw an interview that Kate Winslet gave, the actress. And I thought she had some very valid points. I did a video. I wanted to see what you guys thought of it. Thai weed, that's the worst kind. Good genes to cross with, though. Absolutely. I can't remember last time I had any of that stuff. Many years ago. Don't have to tell TV licensing anything. That's right. And any of these wives' tales with, the old radar dish things coming round, utter bollocks. Utter bollocks. It just doesn't happen. I'm very much there's an awful lot of things that go on where they come in and say, we want your money for this, we want your money for that. And they're gambling very much on your ignorance of the law. They're very much trying to get away with murder, so to speak. And I really want to make sure people are educated so they know better. I did the thing on the council tax and also credit cards, how to deal with them if they go to a debt collector. There are multiple stages of that process, and I'll bring other stuff to you in due course. Matt, sorry I'm late. Knew you were streaming, but I missed the notification. That's all right. You're here. You're here. That's the main thing. Drift Wannabe, the weed today would blow your socks off, Andy. Nothing like the stuff from back then. Okay. When I went to university, and yes, I did, in every single college of the actual campus, there was always one person sitting there with a duffel bag. And let's just say there was some nice stuff in each of those duffel bags. That's where my experience laid. And that was good stuff. But as you say, it would knock your socks off today, no doubt. Yeah, absolutely, Kenneth. I mean, this is an actress that's giving an opinion, but what are they teaching in our schools and colleges? I went down that line with my wife the other day. We were talking about stuff, and we listened very carefully to what they come home with. It is worrying sometimes. It is worrying. But Phil Graham, aka Mickey Mouse 123, went to university, now a cabbie driver. Laugh out loud. I'll let your first comment go, Phil. The one that said, say hello to Tracy, or Tracy says hello to me. Hello, Tracy, by the way, if you're watching. But I get the feeling you're taking the piss. So, yes, I did go to university as it happens. Wasn't for me. I lasted 2 years and then had to choose an alternative path. Very welcome here. Very welcome. Pleased you came along and made the effort to comment. But, I thought I'd introduce you to everybody. So, hello, Phil Graham, a.k.a. Mickey Mouse 123. Thank you. BBC wanted to attach TV license onto your council tax bill, even if you did not have a TV, so they get paid. Yeah, I heard that one, Surf. I did. I heard that one. Must have cost a fortune to heat the hospitals. I bet it did, Paul. Definitely. Green Herb is good. Genesis 1. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, my son's been in Portsmouth for the weekend, seeing a friend of his at university, and he came back and he says he's glad he's doing what he's doing. He's got a paid apprenticeship with a firm, so it's pretty cool, pretty different. Dorian Newton, hello to you. Good to see you. Have you heard Pete in the palliative care? Oh, Pele in the palliative care unit. Yeah, I did see. Apparently, Harry Kane sent wishes over, didn't he? Yeah, that is sad news. Yeah, Phil Graham saying hello to everybody. So, hello to you, Phil. Hello. And welcome. Hashish to hashish, lust to lust to lust. If the grass don't get you, the acid's a must. Hubba puppa. Love it. I know a normal straight 11-year-old girl. Yeah. Where's this coming from? She's now non-binary. Changed her name. Brainwashed by a pride club at school. I don't understand it. 40-odd-year-old male brought up in the 80s. Maybe I'm not supposed to understand it. I don't get it. Gone are the days not worrying while your child is in school. I would make a point of being on the school board. Yeah. When I drop my son at the school in the morning, I'm trusting somebody else with his safety and well-being. I'm trusting him to be taught to read, to write, basic morals, basic standards that we all have in everyday life. And education, ethics, all the other things that you'd expect your child to learn. And you do worry, what are they being taught in some places? What are they being taught? I've got advanced passes in all my aero engineering, and I'm a bloody gardener. My sister got degrees in English and become a receptionist. Sometimes the jobs just aren't there. What happened with me, I fluffed up my GCSEs when I was at school, and I wanted to join the Air Force when I was a kid. And I even ended up in the RAF recruiting office with my dad at the age of 16. He's ex-army, go figure. And all I wanted to do was fly. I fell in love with flying in the Air Training Corps. And I was told that I needed a degree and I needed A-levels to get into Cranwell and go on. I mean, if you look at an example like John Nicol, former flight lieutenant, tornado navigator, shot down in the Gulf War quite famously with his pilot, John Peters. John Nicol actually joined the Air Force as an airframe mechanic and then worked his way up to the position he was in. But as a young kid going into that environment, you don't have the gift of foresight, do you? I can see this in 5 years' time. So I said, okay, I'll go get my A-levels. I'll go and get my degree. I went to sixth form, redid my GCSEs, and then did A-levels and got into university. And then I found that the way this worked, I'm more practically minded. I have to physically learn it, physically do it. And I couldn't be lectured at. I couldn't sit there and be lectured. So needless to say, university wasn't for me. And after 2 years, I came home. So I thought, I was 21 at the time, 21, 22, something like that. I thought, what do I do now? What do I do with the rest of my life? Through my life, I've always had an affinity for IT, computers. So I thought, I know, that's what I'll go and do. And for about 12 or 13 years, I worked in IT, first as an IT trainer and then as a systems engineer. Worked my way through like that. And then when the recession hit at the end of, 2008, 2009, 2010, the company I worked for went bust, went down the toilet, all recession related. Somebody with my skill set needed to go and work in London. And at that point in my life, we're in the early stages of the relationship with Dawn and, children and all the rest of it. I thought, I don't want to go work in London. I need to think of something else. And any job I'd ever had in IT always involved driving a car somewhere. So I thought, right, I'll be a cabbie. So on the 22nd of November, 2011, was my first cab license. That was the first one. I've been a cab driver ever since. Started my company in 2017. I'm still a cab driver. I still take people to the airports and everything else. I enjoy the driving. I very much do. And I have 4 guys that work with me as well. And it's expanded. We do pretty good. It's quiet at this time of the year, though, because everybody's had their holidays for the year. People, more worried about Christmas. And I think with the cost of living coming through, they'll be worried about paying their bills as well. But, that's Andy's brief career history of the last 20 years right there. So if anyone wants to know what I do, play back that little snippet. I'm a mechanical engineer, MOT tester, unemployed and useless. No one's useless, Drift Wannabe. We can all do something. My mechanic had a bit of a nightmare. I put my cab in to get the EGR valve replaced and the MOT's done, the council one and the normal one, and the consumer unit in his garage blew up, literally, and he lost a lot of equipment, chargers, his tyre balancing machine, his tracking things for tyre, loads of stuff, CCTV, computer monitors. He could get the MOTs done because they go somewhere else, but not the EGR valve. Thankfully, the car's running. Strange you say that, Andy. I went into aviation, but I love antiques and wish I'd got into the antiques business. Yeah, I love flying now, Alan. I've not been flying for years, and if I could sit in the cockpit and go flying now, I would. I need to make that happen soon. I really do. Let's have a look at a few more comments. I have a first-class music degree. If I could choose again, I wouldn't have bothered. Where did you learn to play piano, Sanity? Are you self-taught? Did somebody teach you, or was that part of your education, your degree? It's what it's all about, surf, isn't it? At the end of the day, you've got to make money. I've got a family to support, so I will go out there and make the money. I go very much on truth. I go very much on trying to do an honest day's work. I go very much on reputation, all of which I'm very guarded about. I have people that know what I do. I have good customers, good friends, good family, and things aren't bad. 136 watching, 105 thumbs up. Well, we're over the ton. That's great. I always like doing that. Thank you very much, everybody. Kenny T, you'll have to get a donkey and cart to drive through London soon. Very, very true. I mean, he's talking about putting that Poxy ULEZ zone out everywhere, isn't he? I think that's coming in next year. And I think Leonardo DiCaprio, of all people, have come up and said, oh, yes, we'll support that. Thank you very much. Yeah, whatever. And if you come to Brighton, why not book a flight with one of the Shoreham area pilots? That's a bloody good idea. That is a good idea. I end up in Brighton sometimes, depending on work. That's where you are, isn't it? Down that neck of the woods, Anna. I've been taught by a few teachers. My degree was in composition, so piano, not such a big focus. You're bloody good. Sanity checkers, you are bloody good. By the way, where's my Billy Joel request? Get that on there. Sanity checkers, Ryan has another channel where he does piano covers, which are all brilliant. I've listened to some of them. Very, very talented. Always have a plan B and preferably a plan C and plan D under your belt. I watched the thing with Arnold Schwarzenegger where he was talking about his life and everything. He goes, I hate plan B. He reckons he never had a plan B. I had an escape plan. I had to. Adam, hello. Been a while. As you know, I'm unwell, getting a bit sketchy now. I'm glad you're back. I've said before, please contact me. I'm glad you kept the carriage. Yeah, I think it's safer in here. I got everything set up the way I like it. We'll still do the cab every now and again. When I'm out on the road and got something to say, I'll do it. Apart from that, we'll stick in the garage. It seems to work. Absolutely average. I'm 30 minutes from Brighton when I'm at home. Is that in the direction of Gatwick or away from Gatwick? The reason I ask that is we might be able to arrange a meeting when you're done with what's going on with your mum. Have to let me know. Yeah, Blood Nose wants me back in the cab. Shut that door. I'll tell you what, in your honour, hang on. Shut that door. There you go. I shut my garage door. It's the best I could do. Billy Joel en route, Andy. Thank you very much. Yeah, I've I've heard that. Sly Stallone had a plan. His story is amazing. Homeless, no money. Wrote the script of Rocky. He demanded when selling the script that he stars in the movie, and the rest is history. Yeah, that is an amazing story. That guy in his early life is a bit of an inspiration, really. Apparently, the apartment he was in when he started in New York, it was so cramped. I think he could shut the door with his leg while sitting on the bed. That's how it was. Towards Hastings, where you might be a bit nearer to me than I first imagined, Russ. That's quite encouraging. We'll have to see what happens. That's why I love Stallone more than Arnold. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, those Rocky films I found great inspiration out of. There's an idea, Anna. We'll have to try and sort something out. Yes, you're right, Drift Wannabe. In fact, let's see if I can find that. Uh, yeah, because the information on line that Sly Stallone says uh, didn't exactly go the way he said. There was a little bit more involvement. See if I can find it. Yeah, there's a video online called "The Fonz Saves Rocky." And there's a little short.
Sylvester, your friend from the movie.
He calls me. He says, I got a script. And I take this script to ABC. I said, here is a script. Do you like it? They said, yes. They give us money. And then they said, and I said to Sly, I got good news. Here's your money. I said, the bad news is, Sly, they want to replace you. He said, don't let them do that to me. I go back to ABC and I said, I really need that script back. And thank God I had a little bit of a cachet being the Fonz. They give me the script back. I give it to Sly. About a year and a half later, Rocky comes out. they had in their hands Rocky.
How long before you?
There you go. They had in their hands Rocky. Cheers, Ryan. Good night. Good to see you here. Anna, have you done a hot air balloon? Years and years and years ago, I did. They were doing hot air balloon rides at a field near a school, and I did have a go in one. How fucking cool is that story? Very fucking cool. Absolutely. What's the word? As he used to go. He's looking old now, isn't he, Henry Winkler? Absolutely love him. Absolutely love him. Lindsay, sadly, it's time for me to leave. Really enjoyed my first live. Night, Andy. Night, everybody. Thanks, Lindsay. Thank you for stopping by, and see you next time. Well, everybody, on that note, I think it's time I leave too. Oh, yes. That's one thing I just want to cover. Hi, Andy. I see all the YouTubers kicking off again. Yes, I received an email earlier on from somebody whose name will remain in my head. And they informed me that everything was kicking off. Please, please, please. This is a request from me to you. I don't want any part of any more kicking off about anything, anywhere, anytime. I'm aware of the parties that are currently doing it, and, good luck to them. I'm aware I've had my own shit, and I'm aware that people have stuck up for me. I appreciate what you have done, but for now, I don't want to see my name anywhere near any of that. So please, if you do see something where there might be something disparaging about me, please just take a step back. Let's just let them get on with it over there, and we have our thing here, and we have a good thing here, which I want to keep going. It's all great, and comments like Lynn just left about having a good live, it's all good for me. So thanks for that, Tad. I appreciate it, and good to see you as always. It's great. Anyway, folks, as I was saying before Tad jumped on and gave me that little message, thank you for coming by this evening. I appreciate it, all of you, your comments, your interactions. I think you're all great. Thank you very much for the support. If you haven't done so already, give the like button a hit. Look out for the videos tomorrow. They'll be out from about 8 o'clock in the morning. And yes, that's it. That's me for today. I'm going to go in and find that cold beer. Stay well, stay safe, everybody, and I will see you when I do. Toodaloo.